You know, as I was watching this movie, it was crazy to think about, but this is the last movie of Phase 4, guys. We're going into Phase 5. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is the sequel to Black Panther and is another addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and in this movie, the whole kingdom of Wakanda is in mourning for the loss of Black Panther, but meanwhile a new threat is lurking. It emerges from beneath the seas, while other tribulations take place in their own nation because of the scars that have not necessarily been healed. Others may mature, and others will have to rise in order to conquer new circumstances. So, before I get into the review, I want to apologize to you guys. I have been off of YouTube for, I think, close to a week now. I got very, very sick, and I had tons of stuff going on. I couldn't talk. I lost my voice. I just got my voice back. It's not very good right now, but I looked bad. I actually lost some weight because of that. I was very bad off, so I had seen movies, but I wasn't able to review them because I just was so bad off. I'm back, though, and I'm happy to say that I have seen enough movies. I have a stockpile of backed up ones I have to talk about, along with the ones that I have to watch, so that'll be crazy. But anyway, with that said, thank you guys for sticking around with me. Let's get into talking about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So, the basic review, if I'm not going to give you any spoilers, is that Wakanda Forever surprised me, and very pleasantly. I think Phase 4 of Marvel has been a mixed bag. It's had some highlights like No Way Home, which I absolutely love. I think Multiverse of Madness is like the definition of a mid-tier movie, like exactly at 50%. It's not 49.9 or 50.1. It's 50% movie, and some absolutely atrocious movies as well. This was such a step up. This seemed like Marvel finally got back to what made them great. I think a lot of that was pressure, though, as well, because you, with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, could not make this movie bad. You had to treat this movie with respect. This movie makes that a part of the film by having, Black Panther die within the cinematic universe, which I have no problems with. I know a lot of people have controversy with that, and they think they should have recasted him. I don't think so. I think they made the right choice here, and choices that go on later on throughout the film justify their actions and that decision making, which I will not spoil right now. And then the film is mature enough to understand it needs to tackle that issue along with other issues, but balances them enough that one doesn't feel outweighed by the other. The characters are all getting plenty of development on their own on the side from his death. They have absolutely beautiful. Shuri, for instance, I think has one of the most beautiful story arcs in all of the MCU in this movie. I really loved it. It was very deep. This movie hits an emotional beat that a lot of Marvel movies don't. And that's so rare to have a movie that's got that impact we used to have from the MCU and bring it with such glory and beauty. Because this movie is gorgeous to look at. I mean, everything in here is just absolutely wonderful. Cinematography, the direction, the choreography for the fights is fantastic. We haven't had some good ones, I think, in a while. But that's not just it. The entire production design, the music was so good in this movie. Like, I'd like to see it actually get nominated. I'd like to see this movie get nominated for a few awards, actually. It's so good. I mean, I was genuinely shocked, surprised, and happy after going to see this movie of how good it was. How does it come to Namor and the villains? They're serviceable. I think they, despite the fact are being played up as some of the best in the entire series, are being a little overrated, a little exaggerated maybe. Because while I think Namor is a very good conflicted villain with a narrative that I understand, and I can kind of like, I get it, there's still just something lacking in the sense we didn't get enough of him for me to necessarily connect in the way I needed to, as in like Killmonger, which was from the previous movie. I needed more time with him. I needed more of him explaining things. Not so many people explaining things about Namor. And I don't feel he had enough of a presence throughout the entire movie. It just, to me, wasn't 100% perfect. It was very good, but it wasn't perfect. The special effects and visual effects are amazing in this movie. I can't really tell you anything else without spoiling it, so I'm going to give you my rating for the movie, give you the number I would give it. After that, I will go into spoilers, but only afterwards I will. So I'm giving you a heads up warning. You can see the rating number without me spoiling anything, and then I'll get into spoilers that I want to talk about. I'm going to give Black Panther Wakanda Forever an 8 out of 10. So basically, now that we're going to get into spoiler territory, the queen dies in here because she ends up having to sacrifice herself to save Ironheart. And I'll get to Ironheart in a minute. But that was the major thing in the movie to me that just hit, because the movie felt like a funeral in some ways at the beginning for Chadwick Boseman, and his passing is felt throughout, and her death is kind of added onto that, so that made for an emotional ride. After that, Bermicia moving into Ironheart. Oh my god, Marvel. Do you not know how to design anything? Do you have no artists that can create? What in the hell is with the suit on this person? Like, I'm sorry. First of all, Ironheart shouldn't have even been in this movie. I'm sorry. This movie had too much to do already. Ironheart doesn't need to be in here. Not that she detracts from the story, I just don't like it. That's just a nitpick, and I didn't like it. But aside from that, please tell me you're changing the suit for the show. Please tell me you're going to change it for the show. Please, Marvel. That suit looks bad. I know you've heard it, but it looks bad. It looks really bad. Now, anyway, moving on from that point, because I'm just kind of like going through everything here. The biggest thing I think is that they find out in the movie that T'Challa had a son, and he's, basically the heir to the throne. So, he is just a child in the movie, but it's curious because I don't know now, is he in the future of the MCU going to be the new Black Panther or not? Are they going to stick with, his T'Challa's sister? Because this is such an odd thing we're in right now with the MCU. I don't know what to guess. So, that was cool, though. I really liked it. I felt it was so respectful to carry on the family. But I'm really not sure. And I think that was the most intriguing part for me of the entire movie, was just that little tidbit. So yeah, that's basically all I have for spoilers. I didn't have massive spoilers I want to talk about. That's why I didn't make a big deal of an entire spoiler video. Just had a few things I wanted to mention. So yeah, that's it, guys. And again, if you haven't seen Wakanda Forever, go check it out. You probably have, because I'm late on this review. But yeah, it's a great movie. Loved it. It's amazing. And thank you guys always so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see y'all next time.